The 1980s gave kids neon colors, Saturday morning cartoons, and some genuinely idiotic toys. We're talking designs so flawed, so dangerously stupid, they ended up recalled, banned, or straight up illegal. Some of these you definitely owned. And number 5, it literally changed federal law after a child died on Christmas Day. Number 1. Lawn darts. Picture a summer afternoon. Families tossing giant darts at plastic rings. Sounds wholesome, right? These things were everywhere in the 80s. Hasbro sold over 500,000 sets every year. Steel-tipped, foot-long projectiles weighing half a pound each. Kids loved that satisfying thunk when they stuck into the ground. Every backyard in America had these flying through the air on summer weekends. Here's the terrifying part. These weren't toys. They were weighted spears capable of piercing skulls. Between 1978 and 1988, lawn darts sent 6,100 people to emergency rooms. 81% were under 15. In April 1987, 7-year-old Michelle Snow was playing in her California backyard when a neighbor's dart went through her skull. Impact force, 23,000 pounds per square inch. She died from brain trauma. Michelle's father, David, spent 18 months lobbying Washington. 7 trips, countless hearings. On December 19, 1988, the CPSC finally banned lawn darts nationwide. 3 children dead, ages 4, 7, and 13. Still illegal to sell today in the United States and Canada. A backyard game turned federal contraband. And people still hoard old sets in their garages like they're protecting ancient weapons, which, honestly, they are. Number 2. Slap bracelets. That satisfying thwack of metal snapping around your wrist defined playground cool in 1989. Wisconsin shop teacher Stuart Anders invented these in 1983. By 1988, Main Street Toy Company was selling them as slap wraps. Within a year, every school hallway in America echoed with that snap. Kids collected them obsessively. Knockoff versions flooded stores for under $1, covered in neon patterns, animal prints, and holographic designs. Here's the problem. Cheap knockoffs used thinner steel. When the fabric wore through, you had an exposed blade wrapped around your wrist. In 1990, a 4-year-old Connecticut girl sliced her finger on exposed metal. Kids nationwide were getting cut. The bracelets designed for fashion had become weapons that sliced wrists and hands. Connecticut recalled the knockoffs. The CPSC issued warnings to parents. Schools started banning them entirely. Sewanoi and Colonial School in New York. Lehigh Township Elementary in Pennsylvania. Headlines read like crime reports. Principal puts a halt to slap bracelet fad, declared the New York Times. And here's the real punchline. In 2018, Target recalled 22,000 slap bracelets for the exact same problem. 30 years later, we still can't make these things safe. Number 3. The pogo ball. That Saturn-shaped bouncing disaster every kid wanted for Christmas 1987. 2 Belgians invented this in 1969. Hasbro brought it to America in late 1986. And by summer 1987, it was the 3rd best-selling toy in the country, behind only G.I. Joe and Barbie. Commercials showed kids doing mid-air flips, neon colors everywhere, pure 80s energy. Here is the design. Stand on a plastic platform attached to a rubber ball with nothing to hold onto. No handles, no support. Clamp your feet together and bounce. Commercials made it look easy. Reality was twisted ankles, skinned knees, and spectacular faceplants. One writer described it as having ankles in constant shock and pain. The pogo ball was never officially banned, but its reputation collapsed. Hasbro tried releasing a Pogo Ball Junior for smaller kids and a Pogo Ball Blaster for more height. The blaster just meant harder falls. By the early 90s, production stopped. Schools quietly removed them from playgrounds. Nobody mourned. Someone at Hasbro looked at a pogo stick, removed the one safety feature keeping kids upright, and shipped it to millions of homes. Nobody in the meeting said maybe not. Peak 80s thinking. Number 4, Skip It, the ankle-mounted ball that bruised an entire generation of shins. Tiger Electronics. Acquired this in 1988. Avi Arad and Melvin Kennedy designed it. A plastic hoop for your ankle attached to a weighted ball you swing and skip over. The 1990 version added a counter. Nickelodeon ads ran constantly. Time magazine named it one of the 100 greatest toys ever. Here's how it worked. That weighted ball swinging at speed became a weapon. Mistime your jump and it slams into your ankle, or your shin, or whoever's standing nearby. The hard plastic strap caused bruising even during normal use. One user remembered hitting a teacher so hard she showed the bruise the next day. Schools started banning skip-its from playgrounds. Too many bystander injuries. The built-in counter made kids competitive, pushing limits until someone got hurt. Law firms now cite bruised ankles, sprains, and falls as common injuries. Original versions disappeared quietly. Modern ones use softer materials. The toy that bruised America never got recalled. Here's the wild part. Co-inventor Avi Arad later became Marvel Studios' chairman and produced the Spider-Man films. The man who bruised America's ankles went on to make superheroes. Number 5. Battlestar Galactica missiles, the tiny red projectile that changed toy safety laws forever. Mattel released these in September 1978, riding the sci-fi craze. Colonial Vipers, Cylon Raiders with spring-loaded missiles. Kids could launch 1 1/4-inch red plastic missiles at siblings and action figures. The toys met every existing safety standard. Over 500,000 sold that first holiday season. December 8, 1978. The CPSC announced 3 reports of children swallowing missiles. Then, Christmas Day. 4-year-old Robert Jeffrey Warren was playing with his Cylon Raider when a missile discharged into his mouth and lodged in his throat. He couldn't breathe. 6 days later, on December 31st, Robert died. A child killed by a toy on Christmas. January 11, 1979. Mattel launched the Missile Mail-In recall. Send back your missiles. Get a free Hot Wheels car. All 4 Battlestar toys were redesigned with non-firing versions. Kenner immediately cancelled their rocket-firing Boba Fett figure, now worth thousands. Federal regulations on small projectile toys followed. The entire industry changed overnight. Every warning label about small parts on every toy you've ever bought exists partly because of one tiny red missile and one 4-year-old boy who didn't survive Christmas morning. Number 6. Moon shoes, mini trampolines for your feet. What could possibly go wrong? The original satellite jumping shoes from the 1950s used exposed metal springs. Terrifying. Lee Hart developed the modern version starting 1987, inspired by his acrobat days. Nickelodeon marketed them heavily on Double Dare, hollow plastic ovals with footplates suspended by elastic bands. Promised kids could jump 4 feet high. Space-age fantasy. Here's the reality. Strap mini trampolines to children's feet and watch them wobble like unstable kangaroos before crashing spectacularly. Twisted ankles, broken bones, skinned knees, no handles, no stability, just bouncing on bungee cords. In 1992, hazardous product attorney E.D. Swartz put moon shoes on his annual dangerous toys list. The instruction manual warned against using them on beds. That warning exists because kids actually did that. The original Nickelodeon moon shoes were banned, but never formally recalled. Customer complaints documented ankle fractures and leg injuries. They quietly disappeared from major retailers. Somehow, they're still on Amazon today. Modern versions claim to build coordination, despite the injury history. Someone looked at trampolines and thought, let's strap these to children's feet, and nobody stopped them. The 80s were completely unhinged. So there they are. 6 toys that seemed totally normal at the time, but were actually engineering disasters waiting to happen. Steel-tipped darts, spring-loaded missiles, trampolines on feet. The 80s were wild. Every one of these designs had someone in a boardroom who said, "This is fine," right before kids started getting hurt. If this video brought back memories or scars, hit subscribe and drop a comment with your worst 80s toy injury. See you next time.